We look here. So setup wise now, after sort of tweaks you made there, you've got more into that lowercase y. So the handle getting forward. The one knock I think you had when you first made this change is initially you were very much kind of arms in the middle, club in the middle. You then moved your hands this way, but you moved this way, and others are very much leaning on that left side a little bit too much, okay? So we're not really leaning. We still want to be fairly 50-50 at address, okay? Hands going to be forward, that grip that feels to you stupidly strong. When you look at that there, it actually isn't that strong at all, really. It feels like your left hand's over here and you're, what the heck's going on here? But it's not that big a change, okay? So it just feels a lot more. So in terms of the movement there now, as you go back, this was before we started discussing the wrists there, okay? But as you get to here now it's the shift to that left side. You can see there impact with the difference in your legs from where you were the first time. So you're now moving to your left side. What you then need to get used to doing from there now is rotating. What you do is you hit the golf ball, then you move left. So if you do it a little bit too much, you'll see sometimes when you hit the golf ball, you're kind of going forward and then you almost lose a little bit of balance. That bit of fuller swing, you've gone quite a long way forward there. You may have lost a bit of balance, okay? So we're moving into that strike, but that's the strike we want to try and get. The hands now you can see roughly between the blur there of your arms in the middle. Your handle now is forward. So that impact position is much more similar to him, shall we say, with the left leg, the back leg leaning in, the front leg nice and forward, your body's over that correct position, head staying behind the ball nicely, good position, okay? Left wrist position, we tucked it about here now, okay? When you swing the golf club to about here, you can see how that club there now at this point is kind of pointing out there. This leading edge should be a bit more in line with your spine, so a little bit more tip forward, okay? You go up to there now, there. So that sort of movement there now, so your left wrist is basically just tipping and rocking that club in that position. That's controlling the club face with that left hand, okay? As I say, if you fit it more in your left arm pushing away, absolutely fine. I always say, I don't care what people feel to do what they need to do, as long as they know what that feeling is so they can then do it. Does that make sense? All right, so you're working on what you're trying to do, and then from there, you turn the top of the backswing. You can't really go much further. Your backswing now is going to have a nice flat left wrist, okay? And you come back. So in your practice swings, you're doing all that, feeling this motion here now, getting that sensation. Then when you step to the golf ball, you've got your sort of setup you're going to go into. Grip pressure, again, is going to be loose. We're not trying to lock things or stop things moving. We're trying to control the movement, I think when you walk down the street, you don't think, oh, if I don't tense my arm, they're going to start flailing all over the place. You just control your arm swing, And do you think about your arm swing when you walk? Probably not. They just kind of swing with momentum, Same with the body turns, the arms are going to kind of go with that. So you've got to try and let things happen and not try and lock things. If you get to the top of the backswing there now,
there are always people out there.
You can see your left wrist there now, nice and flat. So good position there now. Now, because of this and your movement to try and stop the ball going to the right, as you come back, you're moving nicely. That right foot's going off the ground. You're used to hitting the ball to the left, to the right, so you smother your hands over and the ball then goes low left. But as I said, when you go down the driving range, you go to the range to practice the swing and the movements you want to make. You don't go to the range and try the ball straight. Because you just go there and find straight eventually. You're like, well, okay, great, the ball's going straight. But then how you've done that is the ball's going this way, going this way, going this way, oh, a bit less that way. Oh, there you go. And now I found target. But then you've done so by leaning back and adjusting in other ways rather than getting forward, getting your hands in the right spot. And controlling that club face, okay? So you want to think, right, if I hit 50 balls, I want to see majority of them spinning in that direction. Long term, we're going to get the ball doing that, okay? Or something in that direction. But if they just do this, at least if you keep seeing a golf ball curve left, your brain's going to say, okay, if I do this and I feel this in my arm and I do the movements I want to try and do, that produces this club face and this information of the golf ball then does this. Then you can start adjusting your kind of start direction. But until you see that ball curving left, you're not going to do that because you're not going to say, oh yeah, I'm going to aim on the right hand side and I'm going to slice it, you lost ball. You're always going to, your club face will always determine the path you swing on the club, okay? So path being actually where the club's swinging from, So this would be kind of in to out, that's out to in. You're more out to in because your club face is aiming to the right and you've got to kind of start the ball somewhere over here to the left to allow for that spin that you're going to produce, All right? Again, I don't mind a bit left to right or a bit right to left, but when it starts losing it to the right, and because of that, then the way you fix it is by leaning back and thinning it. It's not really an ideal thing, okay, mate? So, couple of things I say to work on, let's just summarise that. Set up and grip, make sure that left hand is in a stronger position. If needs be, do the old sort of sword thing, twist the club in your hands, drop it back down again and tip your body. If you hit 2 shots on the range in a row that slice, do that drill. And then in terms of the swing, in terms of actually the movements, focus on that left wrist and how that left wrist and the club are going to interact to keep that club face stronger and squarer rather than opening up and having to try to flick it at the last second, Start it neutral, get in a good spot, keep it there, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, mate, makes sense.
Yeah.
Good man.